73733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
We're one day closer to the NBA Finals. We're one day closer to the Stanley Cup Final. How about some Kevin Durant talk?
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. Back at it again. It is June 3rd. It is a Tuesday, a top 5 Tuesday, if you will. So kick it with me, please. Always grateful to be able to do so. My boy C-Cat on the other side of the glass on the ones and the twos. He's rocking the Penn State Nittany Lions cap. Shout out Tyler Warren.
Yes.
Shout out Saquon Barkley. You got yourself a Madden cover athlete.
What can I say?
Are you actually happy about that? Are
Yes.
you excited? Wait, hold on now. Saquon plays the most fragile position in the NFL. Saquon Barkley coming off of a career year with the astronomical amount of touches. I believe he's one step closer to hitting that running back cliff age of 30. And on top of all of that,
What's this?
the Madden curse.
Why?
I'm just saying.
What's the point of that?
I'm just saying.
What was the point of
I'm
25
just
seconds
saying-
of your breath to just say why I should feel poorly about Saquon Barkley?
I'm not saying you should feel poorly about Saquon Barkley. Are you a little bit nervous about the Madden curse? That's all I'm asking.
No. He defies all physics. Saquon Barkley is a man who is the exception.
Okay.
And we saw that with a backwards hurdle that they had no choice but to make that the Madden cover. I don't know why they had to recreate it in a photo studio. They had him hooked.
I don't understand that either.
They had him hooked to a cable.
It's like harness, yeah.
I don't know why they didn't just use the highlight.
Right.
Are they protecting the Jaguars that much?
No.
If so, you can just retouch and edit the actual highlight.
It actually doesn't make sense. I think they just did it because they could. You know, at some point, sometimes I feel like there's, especially organizations like EA.
They already had it worked in the budget.
Yeah, they're like, hell, it would be really cool to get Saquon Barkley in the house for a day, like, and then we could recreate the moment and get some buzz around Madden. I think that had more to do with it than anything. Also, the question that everybody's been raising around that is for the Jaguars defensive back. I believe his last name is Jones. I looked at in the Madden recreation. I don't know if you saw the video from both sides. I believe the guy was actually wearing a jersey that I think said Jones on the back of it. I got to go back and look at it again.
It was a black and white blank uniform,
Yes.
but it said Jones, you think?
I think so. I got to go back and look at it right quick.
Because they can embarrass the person, but not the organization? Is that kind of what we saw?
They stripped his uniform of all Jaguars paraphernalia, but I think, if I recall it correctly, it did seem like the guy had a jersey that said Jones on the back of it. Let me see. He's going to turn around. He's 22. He's wearing the right number. He's wearing the right number that symbolizes the defensive back that Saquon Barkley did jump over. But I'm trying to figure out, did it say Jones? Here's this video. Oh, it does. It says Jones.
Wow.
I'll send you this video.
So it was embarrassing the individual, but not the Jaguars.
Why?
That's messed up.
What?
If anyone should be protected, it's the guy, not the team.
So here's the question. If you're Jones, and I won't say his first name, not just because I can't remember it, but because I don't know it.
We're better people than EA Sports. That's why.
If you're Jones for the Jacksonville Jaguars, for the rest of eternity, are you going to be telling your kids and your grandkids that I was on the Madden cover?
Ooh, never. No.
No?
No.
But he's probably like a middling defensive back. I think he's kind of young, so he might have a bright career ahead of him. Hell, he might make a Madden cover for all the right reasons in the near future. I'm not putting a cap on what number 22 Jones for the Jaguars can do in his career. But what I will say is there's been a lot of players that have gone through the league, NFL, not for long. A lot of players that have gone through that league and have had like nondescript careers, made some money, made some friends along the way, picked up a couple concussions. You know the NFL dream. But this guy can say he was part of one of the more memorable plays in the history of the league. It's likely going to be a statue outside of the link sometime, and it's already on a Madden cover. I think if you're him, you're not going to say it while you're actively playing in the NFL, and you probably don't admit it even 2 or 3 years out from retirement. But by the time he hits about 35 years old and people stop caring about his old tales of being in the locker room with freaking Trevor Lawrence, being in the DB room with Travis Hunter, I think he brings it up. He's like, yo, you know that's me right there, right? Here's the thing if you're him. I'm the one that forced Saquon Barkley to create such a memorable moment.
But what you're saying is you want to be Bill Buckner. Like you want to be the butt of a epic sports moment in regular season or postseason.
Here's one thing I'll say about Jones, and I won't say his first name again, not because I forgot it or don't know it, because I don't want to embarrass the guy. 22 for the Jaguars. What else was he supposed to do? Was he expecting Saquon Barkley to turn around and leap over him backwards? Also, to be fair to Jones, I've seen some less embarrassing plays end up in a lot more yards gained. Saquon did that immaculate move. Nobody's talking about the fact that he gained 2 yards.
He gained 2 yards, then he got hit really hard.
Yes.
He got pancaked immediately after that with 2 different defenders and then hit his head on the ground with some whiplash.
If Saquon Barkley does that and then hits the ground and takes off 60 yards for a touchdown, yes, it is incredibly embarrassing. When Saquon does that, he only gains 2 yards. It was a random regular season game, not some kind of playoff or Super Bowl showdown. This is a random Sunday in the middle of November. I don't think it's that embarrassing for Jones.
It is, because it's only happened once, and it happened to him.
Yeah, I know.
Who's the guy, Jerome Simpson on the Bengals, did a front flip over
dope.
to score a touchdown?
That was dope.
That's different because it turned into a touchdown because of his jump. He probably could have found the end zone if Simpson didn't do a flip in, but he did it while grasping the face mask of a defender.
By the way, great name recall right there. Who the hell is thinking of Jerome Simpson on a day like today? It's June 3rd, 2025, and we got a Jerome Simpson drop.
Listen, man, that was the first year I purchased Red Zone, or rather made my grandma buy Red Zone on Optimum in New York.
How do you make your grandma buy Red Zone?
You walk up to her and you say, and you compliment her first and foremost.
Yeah.
And you're really nice about it. And you show her, and it was her cable plan. So you had to ask, and she's the one that had to add it.
Yeah. You said force. You made it seem really like gunpoint. I just want to make sure people know you're a very amicable guy, nice to your grandma.
Well, listen, I went upstairs with the only intention of that interaction is to get NFL Red Zone.
Right.
So it was a mission that was successful.
Good job.
And I'm pretty sure it's still on that TV ever since. Probably hasn't been watched in that building in New York in maybe 8 years. So that $12.95 is still being taken on that check.
Well, your grandma could take solace in 2 things. Number one, I've heard the reports recently. What's his name? Not Chris Hansen.
Scott Hansen.
Scott Hansen has been re-upped for another season of Red Zone.
The better Red Zone host.
Yes. Right, I know. Well, he's the only one that people remember the name of, sadly.
Well, there was Andrew Siciliano, who
people ain't talking about him these days.
He was taken off.
Yeah.
It used to be dueling NFL Red Zone. One was DirecTV, one was the rest. And some people swore by Siciliano, and I begged to differ.
Well, Chris Hansen won that war. And also the second thing. Sorry.
Chris
Hansen won much more important wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the war he was fighting, I'm glad he was on top. He came out victorious. At least I hope he continued to. Is he still doing that?
Yeah, that's a money-making machine.
I see a lot of vigilantes out there doing it on social media these days.
Just beating up people in gas stations. Yeah, they kind of take matters into their own hands. He did it first.
He's the pioneer of that. Okay. To clear the air, the second thing your grandma could take solace in is because she purchased you Red Zone and you was able to come up with that Jerome Simpson, a famed wide receiver from the Cincinnati Bengals doing a front flip into the end zone recall. Because you were able to do that, she is the real MVP.
Oh.
Speaking of real MVPs, Kevin Durant is going to be on the move this offseason. Kevin Durant, who I think we're underselling what he is today in the NBA because people have kind of gotten used to hearing the name. They're used to seeing the stat lines he puts up. And also, at the end of the day, he is 36 years old, right? The Phoenix Suns were bad. They missed the playoffs. That wasn't KD's fault. They were bad this year because they had a terrible rotation, very short one, not enough NBA players on that roster that you can put out there and trust on both sides of the ball. Plus, it feels like the future of the Suns are bleak. Out of all of the NBA stars that are going to be moving this offseason, remember Sham Charania, an ESPN insider for the NBA, he made that declaration about a few weeks ago that this will be one of the most impactful and movement-filled NBA offseasons of all time. I agree with them. Here's the only caveat. We're looking at guys like Ja Morant that might be able to be had, Zion Williamson that might be on the move, Giannis Antetokounmpo is the prize of this offseason if you can get your hand on him. He is a perennial MVP candidate. He's one of the 3 single best players in the league today, and the future of the Bucks is up in jeopardy. So if Giannis actually pulls the trigger and says, hey, I do want to be traded out, and he has 2 years left on his deal, he's the prize of this offseason. But the most likely person to move this offseason that actually moves the needle for title contention in the NBA ain't Giannis. It's Kevin Durant. Even at 36 years old. KD, who has 1 year left on his deal. KD, who I know you weren't watching. I know you don't care. But let me give you a stat line from this past season with the Phoenix Suns. 26, 6-4.
There's a lot of teams that could use that.
26, 6-4. Not an anomaly. He played 62 of the 82 games. It ain't like the dude is old and is getting more injury riddled or getting a little bit more worn down. He is playing at full clip. You know how hard it is to average 25 points per game in an NBA season? Like, that is a very high bar to clear. Kevin Durant not only did that this year at his ripe age, he's done that 17 seasons in a row. He has averaged over 25 points per game, 17 seasons in a row and counting. There is going to be a team that acquires that level of talent, a guy with 2 finals MVPs, a guy with a wealth of a history of learning how to beat double teams, learning how to play in many different environments, right? From Oklahoma City Thunder. Playing with Russell Westbrook in his prime was probably one of the more adaptable situations you would ever have to be in. You go from that to then going to the Golden State Warriors system, probably the easiest situation to be in, but you have to have the kind of ego that is more amicable, that you can put to the side and play within what Steph and Dre and Clay were doing out there in Golden State. Then he said, I want to do it on my own. I want to go to Brooklyn. It wasn't enough to win a couple of titles. I want to go to Brooklyn and build my own. Who did he play with there? Kyrie Irving and James Harden. Again, a lot of shit. Now, they didn't play much together.
I think they played maybe 8 games combined together on the same court.
Z-Cat is a Nets fan, and he's probably still a little sore about that.
I think I've played more games in a Nets uniform than those 3 on the same time.
Man, that was back when Steve Nash was coaching and not podcasting with LeBron.
Yeah, the biggest thing
Glory
Steve
days.
Nash did with the Brooklyn Nets was get fined for telling a player to bump into me so I can spill my drink.
No. Don't credit that to that Hall of Fame point guard. That was another shifty point guard.
That was Jason Kidd?
That was J. Kidd. Oh, I loved it, too. That was so
My bad.
ridiculous.
Hey, Steve, I would love to come on the pod. I'm sorry.
They just had Luka Doncic. I feel like C-Cat, what's the gap between getting scoring Luka Doncic as a guest, and then C-Cat, known from not only theoretically speaking here, but Catman in the Morning back in your Oklahoma days.
They don't talk about the C-Cat bump enough. So that they would certainly get a C-Cat bump on the Mind Game podcast. LeBron, Steve Nash, C-Cat.
Maybe your dermatologist can help out with the C-Cat bump, because I'm not sure if that's something we should be discussing. That might be a HIPAA violation.
Different from the C-Cat mumps.
Okay, there we go. Well, the C-Cat bump on this show is somebody who's going to check me. You're going to check me for what I'm about to do here today. It is a Tuesday. It is the Top 5 Tuesday on Theoretically Speaking, as we talk about Kevin Durant and his potential movement here. Not even potential. It is inevitable. The Suns are going to move KD this offseason. They got no future. He is a piece that other teams are going to want, plus they need financial flexibility in the future. They are a second apron team. Not going to get into the minutia of what that means, but pretty much they not just strapped for cash. They strapped with their ability to make any moves on this roster because of all of the big contracts, and nobody wants Bradley Beal. KD was 6th in the league in scoring this season. He's going to be a great addition for teams in the near future. The point I was going to make there is, after Brooklyn, going to Phoenix and playing with another pair of guys that you have to get used to with Brad Beal and Booker, he has probably, of all of the superstar level players, Kevin Durant's a top 12 all-time at least player in everybody's book, top 15 maybe. Of all of them, he seems to be the easiest fit in any situation, and he has experience doing so. I don't think it's arguable.
Pure score. Just
a pure scorer. He's 7 foot. He can rebound. He can defend. He can facilitate at need. He is not a liability anywhere on the court. You have to guard him at all times. He also has the mentality and the ego to be able to play within any system and is very coachable. That's why I say KD, I don't know what his legacy is going to be, but to me, one of the things that is most special about Kevin Durant is the fact that you can kind of place him anywhere and feel good about the fit. And since you can do that, and because he's the most inevitable star to make a move this offseason, the top 5 Tuesday today is going to be the top 5, if I was Kevin Durant, the top 5 destinations for the one, the only Kevin Durant.
Top 5, no debating. Top 5.
Now, as I get into this, everybody's going to say, oh, Theo, he's a Heat fan. Big Teddy, always riding with the Heat, a Heat homer, if you will. He's just going to say the Miami Heat are number 1. Here's a news flash, C-Cat, and you know me well. I'm very objective.
Fire.
The Heat aren't number 1.
Whoa.
They're number 2. But that's not where we start the list. That's not where we start the list. We start the list at number 5. Top 5, I got you. Top 5, Kevin Durant. Destination.
Number 5.
I wanted to push the buttons myself, C-Cat.
Go for it.
And number 5 on my list, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, this is one that doesn't get talked about enough. And the reason I say the Cavs is KD is at a point in his career where he's 36. He probably wants to finish wherever he goes next. He's not going to want to continue this mercenary journey bouncing from city to city. That means he's going to want to go to a place that has good coaching, which I believe they have in Bickerstaff, a place that has a proven star he can play alongside. Donovan Mitchell qualifies, but also a place that he wouldn't have to feel like he's going to come there and rebuild a whole new thing there. You don't want to start from scratch somewhere at this point in your career because you ain't got time on your hand. KD goes to the Cavs. If they can find a way, I mean, and I'm not going to sit here and talk about trade scenarios on the radio. I'm not boring our fan base to death with that. But if they could find a way to package some of these guys, they got DeAndre Hunter at the trade deadline. They've got Darius Garland, who I can tell the Cavs are ready to move off of. They do still have some future draft assets they can move. If I'm the Cavaliers, I'm going to try and find a way. I'm going to try and find a way to get Kevin Durant to Cleveland and get you over the hump. They were the 1 seed in the East. And if you're KD, of course, the West is known to you. But that is an absolute gauntlet, and it's only getting stronger this summer no matter what happens. If I'm him, I would love to come to the East. A much easier path to the finals. Look at who the hell is representing the East this year, C-Cat.
Now, I know this is Kevin Durant's top 5 list, but I don't think the Cavaliers would try to change things up. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers are in the opinion of running it back. They got unhealthy at the wrong time and are at home right now because of that.
You know what changes that? If I can upgrade DeAndre Hunter to Kevin Durant, I would just pull the trigger on that. Of course, there's going to be other things that come with it, but yes, I would package the necessary things to do that. Another thing I wanted to add here is a caveat, and I'll let you finish. I'm sorry. But the price of the brick is actually going down. Kelly Iko of The Athletic, who covers the Houston Rockets, another team that is in contention to get KD, reported today that as teams continue to talk to the Suns, their asking price is lowering because they are realizing what the market is for a guy that age who also, for the Suns, on the Suns' behalf of this, they need so many different things. Future draft capital. They need financial flexibility. They also want to get players that can help them contend right now or at least be competitive because they don't have their future draft assets. I think KD can be had at a lower price, and I think the Cavs can package something to get him, but go.
And I talk about being unhealthy at the wrong time. You don't want to find yourself to get that KD injury year, do you? Guy's still with a reworked Achilles.
Oh, it's been so long. You know what year that happened?
2019?
Yeah.
18?
2019. A reworked Achilles?
Listen,
It's going to be 2026. You're talking about something that happened 6 years ago?
When you get older, those things start to matter more and more.
It's a risk I'll be willing to take if I'm the Cavaliers, if that means I can pair Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley with that dude, the Slim Reaper. And again, if you're watching us on YouTube at ESPN West Palm, you can watch highlights here of Kevin Durant, who was banging it out right on top of C-Cat's head.
Yeah.
At ESPN West Palm on YouTube. Always tell your smart speaker, play ESPN 106.3. That's number 5. Number 5 is the Cleveland Cavaliers because I would be one to take my talents out east. Top 5 destinations for KD this summer if I'm Kevin Durant.
Number 4.
Detroit Pistons. Detroit basketball. Who says no here? Who says no? I absolutely love this move right here.
I kind of like this too. You talked about how building a legacy and winning when the conditions aren't exactly perfect. If you take the Detroit Pistons to the NBA Finals, again, that's in the East.
Come on.
A gettable conference. That is very attractive to Kevin Durant.
I would say this, too, if you're KD. With Detroit, everybody tried to blame it all on – well, I saw some people blaming it on Bickerstaff. I saw some people kind of taking a shot at Cade Cunningham, who is the 1A, right? He is the star. He is the guy that runs that offense. I believe having a guy like KD instead of Malik Beasley as your reliable wing scorer, as your reliable spot-up shooter to take the pressure off of Cade changes so much for the Pistons. Now, again, you have to give up some things to get him. My key points in this, again, is I believe in Bickerstaff. I said Bickerstaff for the Cavs as well, huh? That's Atkinson's team. I believe in Bickerstaff as a coach. I do believe that Cade Cunningham can turn into that guy that is winning you games down the stretch in the playoffs, especially if KD gets down there and helps them out. On top of all of that, it is the Eastern Conference, and the top of the East right now is the Indiana Pacers. The Celtics ain't going to have Tatum next year anyways. It's wide open. KD can really come to the East and dictate his own terms. Whatever team he goes to is going to be the new favorite next year if it's in the East.
I do got to say, I think there is a stigma in terms of team hopping, but there also is something to be learned about being in a bunch of different environments like Kevin Durant has been in.
And
there's
thriving.
Knowledge gained and understanding what systems work for him, what he can add to different types of systems, teams, organization, where, yeah, you might think, oh, diva basketball player, just hopping from place to place once he's a little bit unhappy. Yeah, there's an element to that, but I also think there's an element to been there, done that.
Yeah.
Played with that type of guy, here, and here. I know what they need.
He said something interesting after the trade deadline this year, too. Remember when the Suns were trying to move him to the Warriors, and he shut that down before the trade deadline, and the reports came out, and everybody thought, oh, he has a bad relationship with Draymond. He doesn't want to go back to the place that he got ridiculed in. He really came out afterwards and said, no, I didn't want to move in season. I didn't want to have to move in season, have to learn a new environment in season. I think for a guy that's had that much motion, a guy that has played in so many different environments, he understands the really the benefits of having a full offseason with a new team and learning his way so he can be playing at Apex Durant level instead of jumping into a situation like Luka had to do this year, like Jimmy had to do this year, and figuring it out on the fly. Wise move by KD, and that's why I would say this offseason, the Pistons should be fourth on his list as a place to go to outside of Phoenix.
Number 3.
Number 3, this is the first team I'm naming in the Western Conference because I do think it'll be a gauntlet, but the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets, who are rumored to be one of the favorites to get Kevin Durant because the Suns, if they move KD, are going to want to reclaim their draft capital anyway, and the Rockets are the one that own a lot of the Suns' pick. So you got to involve them in a deal anyway. And if you're the Rockets, you're like, hey, give us KD. We have a coach that has been to the finals. We have a team that was second in the West this year that is young and getting better and better. We also can give you a young, quote-unquote, burgeoning star if you believe in him, in Jalen Green. Take him here.
What a conflicting moment that will be for Houston Rockets fans. Or we all know that the team that got closest to dethroning the Warriors with Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson was the Warriors with that 3-2 series lead. That's the life of an NBA fan. And if you root for the clothing, you got to stomach teams that you hated, their stars, now being on your side.
I think they'll be able to figure it out. When Kevin Durant walks through that tunnel,
if it converts into wins.
That's what I'm saying. I think it would, too. They have, again, the West is a beast, but Kevin Durant on those Rockets improves things. Plus, KD on the Rockets means that KD is one step closer and in proximity and in an uptick in talent right there with the Rockets team in halting what could be a dynasty in Oklahoma City. Don't act like my boy ain't petty. He don't want to see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander become the greatest Thunder player of all time and create a dynasty that people will never forget. He's going to want to shut that down. And this is his last chance to. The movement he makes this offseason is going to create a path to shutting all of that down that they got in OKC as we get ready to see them take on the Pacers in the NBA Finals. And number 3, trade destination, if I'm KD, that I would want to go to is the Houston Rockets.
Number 2.
Number 2 on this Top 5 Tuesday. Well, I already told y'all. It's the crib, baby. Not his, but the crib like right out here. Why not the Miami Heat? Why not pull up and play with Bam? Why not pull up and play with a guy like Davion Mitchell? Why not play for Eric Spoelstra? I don't know what the hell Miami would have to do and fork over to get KD, but I do think KD and Bam, you probably have to give up Wiggins. You might have to give up Tyler Hero, maybe not. I do think that can win the East. Now, can it beat the team that comes out of the West? Time will tell. But I'm a fan of the Heat, and damn it, I want Kevin Durant. Am I bad for putting us on the list that high?
The best coach he's ever played with. Listen, you can talk about Steve Kerr all you want. He has not done anything without Steph Curry and the team that was built before he got there.
We hadn't had a chance.
Spo would be the best coach that Kevin Durant's ever played for.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, did he do a year with Atkinson, or did they get rid of Atkinson as soon as KD came?
Yeah.
They fired him as soon as he came. So he's had Steve Nash. Oof. Wow.
Who coached him at Texas? I don't know.
Barnes? Yeah. Was it Barnes? Yeah,
I didn't mean to ask you that question because I do not think you knew that question.
Well, I'm from Houston.
Oh.
Actually, when he was at Texas, I met Kevin Durant when he was his freshman year. He came to my neighborhood one time because his roommate his freshman year lived in the neighborhood that I grew up in. And he was like, hey, Kevin Durant's coming over.
Was his hair fresh like at that age or no?
Never has been.
Number 1.
Top 5 Tuesday, the number 1 destination for Kevin Durant. If I were him and wanting to go somewhere to compete, wanting to go somewhere to complete my NBA career, and also wanting to go somewhere where I would enjoy playing basketball, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Keeping it out west. The Minnesota Timberwolves should be his number 1 destination. They're right there on the precipice. Like, try being the Oklahoma City Thunder and guarding Anthony Edwards the way you did, and on the backside of that, KD is right there waiting like this. Try me if you will. Try me. Yeah, have all 8 eyes on him and have KD on the other side of that court waiting on that pass to be the secondary playmaker and a spot-up shooter. You can't do it. He would free up so many things for the Timberwolves right now. He would be what they wish Cat was. Because the problem with Cat is, and the Knicks found it out the hard way, not mobile enough on his feet to stay in front of people, so he's a liability defensively. His jump shot is inconsistent, though he can get it off over anybody at that size, so can KD. It's inconsistent, and sometimes in big moments, he's not really there to help you and save the day. KD checks all of those boxes. He is Anthony Edwards' hero and favorite player of all time, and I know you had that series with him a couple of years ago, but as we've known from Kevin Durant's history of making moves in the NBA offseasons, he don't care about joining a team that's beat him before. He's bigger than that. Also, Minneapolis is a nice city. The in-laws live out there right now, and I absolutely love it in the summer. See, Cat? That is it. Top 5 Tuesday.
I don't know.
Top 5 free agency or not free agency, but trade destinations for Kevin Durant. He should want to go to the Timberwolves and help Ant deliver a ring to a place that has been dying for one.
Now, sure, Kevin Durant might be older and wise and sees the big picture.
Yeah.
You think Anthony Edwards is going to want Kevin Durant in Minnesota?
Absolutely.
We are pawning Anthony Edwards as the King Slayer, as the old head Slayer, as that nasty young kid who likes disrespecting his elders.
Yeah.
I don't see Anthony Edwards wanting to join forces with Kevin Durant.
He would love it. He would sign up for it instantly. In fact,
they got KD. We've got Jaden McDaniels.
Yes.
A famous quote.
Why not both?
Because he would want to manufacture and draft their own KD.
No, he wouldn't. Well, they got somebody in the wings. Wait, I like what they got. Terrence Shannon and Rob Dillingham that are going to have a bigger role next year for the Timberwolves. We'll see if Conley is actually back or if he calls it quits. Kevin Durant in a T-Wolves uniform is absolutely perfect. The Western Conference is a gauntlet. But if you find a way to get KD and maintain most of the integrity of that core, I would beg to say they should be the favorites to come out of the West. Also, depending on what the Spurs do. Now, if you do that and the Spurs get Giannis, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we might as well just quit. Everybody just quit. If Giannis goes to the Spurs, it's all over with anyways. But the the Timberwolves should be trying everything in their possibility to go out and get KD.
Tell you what, do a little verbal meme here. You know, like the 3 menacing dragons?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
The West, you have the Thunder coming off of what we presume to be an NBA Finals championship.
Oh, yeah, it's already
when
happened.
It's all said and done. You have the Spurs with Wemby and Giannis and Stephon Castle. And then you have the Timberwolves with Ant Edwards, Rudy Gobert, and Kevin Durant.
Don't say Rudy's name in there.
He is the 2.
Don't say that.
He is
KD
the
will
second.
be the 2.
Okay.
It'll be Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant,
And
Big space. And then
in the current iteration,
and then Rudy Gobert.
The Timberwolves would not have been in the Western Conference Finals if it were not for Rudy Gobert.
That's true. I'm just saying.
He's the second most important on the current iteration of the Wolves.
Well, Julius Randle had his moments.
Stop discounting.
Terrence Shannon per capita per minute was more important. I mean, you know my issues with Rudy Gobert. I have not been quiet about them. I don't dislike the guy.
I know he dated an ex-girlfriend.
That it's not anything personal with Rudy. He should not have 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards if he's a liability in the biggest moments. He cleaned a lot of that up this past year. You saw him strip Doncic a couple of times and whatnot. Like, he's gotten a little bit better. He's got bad hands around the rim. He can't catch the ball.
It's a beautiful game. He's elegant. I like it.
He's not elegant. There's not an elegant thing about that dude's game. It is tough to watch oftentimes. Have you seen him shoot a free throw?
Listen, we all have our faults.
Yeah, but he has
better than Mitchell Robinson.
You know what? We can agree on something. At least we can take some solace in that. I don't know if the hope in the city of Miami for sports fans is as good as the hope for a Mitchell Robinson free throw. But what I can tell you is, based on the results of last night on the Diamond at home, based on the outlook of the other franchises in and around the city of Miami, to me, it feels like the most hopeless sports city right now today in America. The most hopeless sports city, and I'll explain why on the other side. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on a Top 5 Tuesday on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Introducing the bold, the powerful, the all-new 2025 Range Rover Sport P530 Dynamic SE. A luxury SUV that commands attention with its refined design, dynamic performance, and cutting-edge technology. Lease the 2025 Range Rover Sport for just $15.29 per month for 36 months. Drive in style, power, and comfort, all for just $15.29 a month. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and take the new Range Rover Sport for a spin. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Imagine a world without ESPN 106.3. No hot takes, no arguments, no unsportsmanlike. You'd be forced to talk to your coworkers about the weather. The weather! Yeah. Thanks, ESPN 106.3. We appreciate you.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
It's a Twin Peaks Tuesday. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge for eats, drinks, and scenic views. This is ESPN 106.3.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio-designed golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, Trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Mike Rizzo here with the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. The UEFA Champions League final featured PSG and Inter Milan. PSG Paris Saint-Germain dominated the game 5-0. It was the largest victory in a Champions League game in the history of the UEFA Champions League, and people all across the world were celebrating. According to Fanatics, more PSG merchandise was sold in the 12 hours after a win than the previous 3 months combined. Fans from 70 countries went to the official PSG online store to buy merchandise. Soccer truly is the world sport. This is the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. Accelerate your career in sports with the program committed to developing top-notch executives and managers with a focus on the job placement for students and graduates. The FAU MBA in Sport Management Program.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
The show's a democracy. All right, I'm no dictator. So I will offer you up a chance to let me know what the best destination is for KD. I gave out my top 5 list. Best destination for Kevin Durant right here. On the other side is the top 5 Tuesday. 5 was the Cavs, 4 Pistons, 3 Rockets, 2 Miami Heat, and the number 1 destination for KD this offseason, I say the Minnesota Timberwolves. You let me know. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline or drop a comment in the YouTube chat at ESPN West Palm. The Baptist Health Hotline is 888-760-3776. Again, that's 888-760-3776. The Baptist Health Hotline. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care is a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more about visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Now, if you're just now listening and you heard me say the Miami Heat are the number 2 destination, some of that is me being hopeful as a Heat fan. And you know what? Forgive me for having a little bit of hope. Because when I look around South Florida right now and I look at its teams, including in Major League Baseball, the Miami Marlins, there ain't a lot of hope. Ain't enough hope to go around. Last night, C-Cat, we talked about how low the ticket prices were to get into Lone Depot Park.
Yeah.
To watch the Marlins play the most decrepit team in Major League Baseball, the Colorado Rockies, who entered into a ballpark with likely less than 50 fans with 9 wins. 9-50. You want to know how many they have now today, C-Cat?
More than 9?
10.
Double digits?
How in the hell, if you're the Marlins, do you let that team get a win on you at home to open up a series? And then I thought about it, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I forgot. The Marlins stopped caring about winning baseball games like 8 years ago. I feel bad now. I'm at a point where I feel bad for people who are fans of all Miami sports teams because there doesn't seem to be a lot of hope out there. But more than just feeling bad for them, I'm acknowledging something that nobody is really talking about enough today. The Miami area sports teams and fans of all of them, there is no more hopeless sports fan in America than someone that roots for the Miami area teams. And the funny thing is, I can say that while also saying I'm very well aware of what's taking place tomorrow night in Edmonton. I'm very well aware of that. But that is cool and all to go kick it with some winners out in Sunrise. But when you got to come back home and you got that going on in Miami at Lone Depot Park with the Marlins, no hope at all. You got the Miami Heat, who I'm praying they go get Kevin Durant. I'm hoping they can find a way to get Giannis Antetokounmpo. I saw a report today that was like, yo, they should try to go out and get Chris Paul. What the hell? What are we talking about? That's how bad it is right now for the Heat. If they can't make a move this offseason and get a real star, then where would the hope lie? There's dynasties being built out west. The East has young, burgeoning teams with stars already, and you're looking at a locker room, as much as I love the guys, but Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo ain't getting you no ring. It's not dropping the banner at Kaseya Center. So that's the Heat. We talked about how bad the Marlins are, and I don't know what their real future is. Then you look at college football, the Miami Hurricanes. You have the number 1 overall pick in the draft in Cam Ward. Lou Riddick and I are both saying at the same time, simultaneously, he is the heir apparent to Patrick Mahomes. Mahomie number 2. I'm excited about his future. But how is it that you have that guy and then you have 7 players drafted into the NFL draft this year, and all you have to show for it is a Pop-Tart Bowl loss? Not an ACC championship appearance, not a college football playoff appearance, but an embarrassing Pop-Tart Bowl loss where the main headline was not that Cam Ward broke the career passing touchdown record, but that he sat out the second half and you didn't have enough to finish off a team that I forgot who the Hurricanes even played in that game. That's how much that didn't matter, but that's how much the Hurricanes capitalized on a season that had the most hope of all time. Miami area sports teams continue to let their fans down. They continue to show no sight of a bright future, and I haven't even started talking about the Miami Dolphins yet. Think about that. All of that. We've been talking for 5 minutes about how hopeless Miami area fans are, and the Dolphins haven't come up once. And I don't even have to say the stuff on the Dolphins. I mean, it's self-explanatory.
Yeah, another thing on the Marlins, in other sports and leagues, you have that light at the end of the tunnel where, yes, this regular season might be bad, but there's an offseason coming.
Oh.
There's a draft coming.
Oh.
There's free agency coming.
C-Cat.
And the Marlins aren't going to get better. They're going to get worse because their players are going to get plucked at the trade deadline. You look like you have news to deliver.
Sorry to do this. Sorry to interrupt the Miami area sports fan talk. Sorry to pump the brakes on what was going to be a very well thought out and crafted segment on how Miami is the most hopeless sports town.
You have me uncomfortable. I think I should know what you're talking about, but I don't.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire. If your vehicle has issues with braking or other issues, get it fixed right now at St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
I had to double check this news because, well, Twitter is the most decrepit place in all of the land, full of lies, full of false hope, full of trolls and engagement farmers. Would you consider Sham Sharani of ESPN an engagement farmer, CK?
No, I think that he usually delivers news when it's legitimate.
Bit of a flirt when he goes on the Kay Adams show, but yeah, he's a legitimate guy. He gives real news. Breaking. The New York Knicks are relieving Tom Thibodeau of his duties as head coach. Sources tell ESPN. Tibbs led the Knicks to their first East Finals in 25 years. Made the playoffs in 4 out of 5 years that he coached, and he led the Knicks to consecutive 50-plus win seasons for the first time since the 1990s. And now, he's fired. He's jobless. He is relieved of his duties. The Knicks, led by Jim Dolan, would you say he's top 5, top 3 owner in sports? Like just a great decision maker, overall good dude, a musician as well.
Are you joking? I don't know much about the Knicks.
No, come
That's
on.
the one thing I do know about the Knicks.
Exactly.
They do not like their ownership, Knicks fans.
Yeah. And that breaking news is courtesy of St. Lucie Battery and Tire. The Knicks fire Tom Thibodeau for overachieving year after year. I honestly am not surprised. I'm shocked, but I'm not surprised. They have one of the most erratic decision makers in the history of sports. Overall, I've never met the dude, but from what I hear from people that have interacted with Tom Thibodeau, not Tom Thibodeau, James Dolan, owner of the Knicks. Overall, just bad dude. Unlikable dude to other people. It never happened. That's their stuff. People don't like him. Kevin Durant, you notice on my Top 5 Tuesday, I was talking about KD trade destinations. Never mentioned the Knicks. People are mentioning the Knicks. Never mention the Knicks because KD would never play for that ownership. Ugh. The Knicks are without coach now. I don't know how you can blame that guy for what happened to you in a series where you did not have a thick enough roster. If anybody, Leon Rose, general manager of the Knicks, who built a top-heavy, starting 5-heavy roster with not a deep enough bench, maybe should be criticized, but maybe Leon Rose is going to look back at him and say, hey, play some of the young guys throughout the season, and then maybe they're good enough and experienced enough and acclimated enough to be vital threats in the playoffs. That's the difference between the Knicks, teams like the Knicks, and what you see out of the Thunder and the Pacers. Carlisle and Dagno, coach of the Thunder and coach of the Pacers, they were willing to play young guys, go deep into their bench, not just in the postseason, but throughout the regular season, and lean on guys to try and not only get them experience, but see what they have in them so they know what spots they are useful for. It's funny. One of the weird things that was happening all throughout that Knicks-Pacers Eastern Conference Finals was Rick Carlisle. I can't tell if he was doing it tongue-in-cheek or if he was being serious. He continuously was calling for Tibbs to play rotational players that are deep on the bench that Tibbs never goes to. Like, he kept on talking about pressure. He kept talking up Precious Achiuwa and stuff like that. And I think if there's anything that you can fire him for, it is potentially for not going deep enough in the bench, not playing enough guys, and that's how you get worn down and outpaced by a team like the Pacers. I don't know.
So this had to have been a meeting, and they must have said, hey, this is what we're going to need you to do if we're going to move on with this business relationship, ownership, coach.
Yeah.
And then he must have just said no, because you do not fire the head coach of the New York Knicks who got you 2 wins away from the finals, bringing winning basketball to New York. He did that.
Here's the thing.
He's one of maybe 4 people who could do that.
Oh, sorry, I had to get that out of there. Here's the thing. You do if you're the Knicks. I said it yesterday, like, Knicks fans actually wanted this. That's the funny thing. That is an irrational sports fandom, and I'm not even going to blame the fans today because it was the ownership. It was the decision makers in that building. That was irrational what they did, and James Dolan should be ashamed of himself with the level of bad decision, the level and also the propensity of bad decisions he has made throughout the history of this franchise. That was the best season of Knicks basketball that I have ever watched and been conscious of, like that have ever been, like as I have been watching the NBA for the majority of my life. That was the best season of Knicks basketball I've ever witnessed. And what does he get for it? He gets booted. I just don't understand it.
I don't either. Is there someone? Did they fire him knowing who the replacement was going to be?
I mean,
that's the only thing I can think of.
Right, I hear you. I mean, is it unless it's Michael Malone?
Yeah, that could make sense. But that's very unfortunate that we're already having to think of the next thing.
I'm trying to look. I mean, we're trying to solve their problems now.
The body is still warm. Tom Thibodeau's Knicks head coaching body. There is still blood coursing through it. Like he's like clinically dead, but not really.
Yeah. This is so weird. But it's so Knicks. It's kind of like that. Everybody has that buddy who always makes questionable decisions. Sometimes it'll work out. Sometimes they get lucky, right? Like sometimes, things will work in their favor, but you know him as guy that never seems to get it right. Guy that is a little bit, got a couple screws loose in the head. And you're never necessarily surprised when he comes back to you telling you the tales of some idiotic, journey he's been on. But it is always kind of shocking. Like, you did that again? You haven't learned your lesson.
Right.
Are you stupid or are you stubborn? I can't tell. Probably both.
When you run into this guy, he's going to have a story to tell, and you got to nod along and be like, oh, yeah, that's true. You should have berated that fast food worker, actually. No, you actually had a good point there. Yeah, you were right to berate that mother of 3 children.
Come on.
And then you want to finish that conversation as soon as possible. Is that the relationship that you, Theodorsey, as a sports fan, has with the New York Knicks?
I have zero relationship with the Knicks. That's the thing. That's why I have happiness and joy in my life. That is why I have a smile that can light up a room. It's because I'm not rooting for an organization like that. As hopeless as the Miami Heat's near future is because we don't have a star, because there is so many teams right now that have better war chest in order to go out and get a Giannis, get a KD, get a Chris Paul. Because there's so much competition in the waters, I'm nervous about the near future, but I ain't tripping because at least we ain't the Knicks. How do you get to the Eastern Conference Finals and somehow come out of it looking like one of the most idiotic teams in all of sports? Oh, I guess because your owner is James Dolan.
Do you want to revisit what Jalen Brunson had to say?
Yes, please.
immediately
Oh, yeah,
following?
I'm tripping. This is crazy. Can we go back to Jalen Brunson? From the mouth of Jalen Brunson following Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals when the Pacers bounced the Knicks. Here is the star and the future of that franchise, Jalen Brunson, fielding a question about his coach's job security.
Jalen, when you talk about the confidence, obviously, I feel like nobody takes more criticism than Tom. And this team obviously has turned around during his tenure. Do you kind of feel that going forward he's the same guy to lift you guys the rest of the way, that next level?
Is that a real question right now?
I mean,
barely.
Every time I turn on ESPN.
You just asked me if I believe that if he's the right guy. Yes.
I guess that's why you got to ask the questions.
Seriously. And now if we want to go to
questions.
apples to orange comparison, another shocking coaching fire that happened in the NBA, though it was in the regular season, was Mike Malone and the Nuggets. And it was clear that Jokic signed off on that firing.
Yeah.
We're not dumb. We're not stupid. So is it also clear that Jalen Brunson did not sign off on the firing of Tom Thibodeau if that's how he defended his coach after that soul-crushing, season-ending loss?
I assume Brunson.
I mean, Brunson's got the future of the franchise.
He kind of runs that organization. Like, Brunson is the reason why Mikal Bridges is there. Brunson is the reason why it is the Nova Knicks. The reason Brunson is there because his pops has a lot, or is it his uncle?
I don't know.
His uncle or his pops.
He's got family ties.
Leon Rose is a Brunson guy. Brunson is the Knicks. The Knicks are Brunson. That's the reason why they're the Nova Knicks, and they run on Brunson like America runs on that one donut shop. So you have to assume at some point he did side with it, and maybe that's why he hesitated to answer the question. Can we get that one more time? Can we get Brunson following Game 6 fielding a question about his coach who's now fired?
Jalen, when you talk about the confidence, do you kind of feel that going forward he's the same guy to lift you guys the rest of the way, that next level?
Is that a real question right now?
Pause it. Stop it. You know what women always say about guys, right? You know what they say? When they ask you a direct question, and instead of answering it, you respond with a question, you're thinking of a lie.
So you think that's not Jalen Brunson being genuinely offended that the question's being asked because of how secure Tom Thibodeau's job was? You think that was Jalen Brunson unhappy with the question being asked and a reporter putting Jalen Brunson in that position when his season was just ended?
I've got a theory coming here. This is theoretically speaking still, right?
It sure is.
Can I have theories?
Please.
Brunson knew. Brunson knew, man. Not only did Brunson know, I'm curious if Brunson not only stamped for this, but probably asked for it. And I'm not saying this, I'm not reporting on this. Of course, I do have some close ties with some pretty big people within the coverage of the Knicks. Not going to drop no names. Not saying that he's definitely did this, but I have a theory that there's a potential that he did know because it happened very swiftly. He was offended at the question. What does that remind me of? When my wife looks over at me, not me, but when your wife looks over at you, not me, this doesn't happen to me. How do you know this girl?
What?
What girl? And she's showing you the girl. Why are you asking more questions? Answer the question. Who is Lisa? How did you get my phone? Nah, just tell me who Lisa is. Dude asked Brunson a straight up question. If I asked you, C-Cat, if somebody asked you, hey, Cat.
Yeah.
Do you think Theo Dorsey is the right man for theoretically speaking to host the show?
Yeah.
2-4?
I would say that before you finish the question.
Thank you.
I don't have to think about it.
Now let's just one more time again as we are coming up with theories as to why Jalen Brunson is now coachless. Why the Knicks just decided to fire Tom Thibodeau. And I'm trying to figure out whether or not Jalen Brunson knew when he came up to the podium following Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. One more time, let's take a listen to Brunson fielding a question.
He's the same guy to lift you guys the rest of the way, that next level.
Is that a real question right now?
I mean, every time I turn on ESPN.
You just asked me if I believe that if he's the right guy. Yes.
Wow, what took you so long to say yes?
So,
what took you so long, Jalen?
Theo, you're a metaphor and correlation to husband delaying to answer the question while he thinks of what he's going to answer because it's uncomfortable to lie.
Yes.
I get more morbid with it. I watch a lot of true crime documentaries.
Okay, talk to me.
Netflix, ones where it's always the husband. And in this case, yeah, it was the husband. And when you look at those body cams, first guys in the scene, they talk to the husband, and he's kind of offended that he is treated as a suspect.
Yeah.
Like, what? Are you serious right now?
If I kill my wife?
I just lost the love of my life, and you're going to treat me like a suspect? Jalen Brunson, you're going to treat him like someone who might talk about the security of Tom Thibodeau?
What?
Really?
Are you
Is this
serious?
the time and the place?
You're not even going to let me get a coffee first? Huh? You gonna berate a brother? I'm telling you, that's just
I want to talk to my lawyer.
Yeah. Hold on a second. When'd you get a lawyer in this situation? I thought you. Why are you thinking about a lawyer? Jalen Brunson.
Wow.
Hey, the jury's still out. I think he might have known something. Wow, that came out of nowhere. Again, if you're just tuning in, the Knicks officially have relieved Tom Thibodeau of his duties. 4 out of 5 seasons were winning seasons, back-to-back 50-win seasons. Plus, he brought the Knicks to a conference finals for the first time in 25 years. Yet, he, like me, is no longer a coach in the NBA. That is weird. On the other, I said no. I've never been a coach in the NBA.
I know, yeah,
but we're both not a coach in the NBA right now.
I can't say Theo is no longer a coach in the NBA. That's a factually incorrect statement.
Technically,
longer.
Right.
No longer. Have you long been a coach in the NBA?
On NBA Live, at one time, I created myself as a coach.
Okay.
And then I was like, a couple chips, too. I was going back and forth.
Tom Thibodeau, like Theo, is not a coach in the NBA.
That's the one thing me and Tibbs have in common.
Not a
coach.
As of 20 minutes ago.
Yes.
Or whenever it was
about 5
official.
minutes ago. It just happened.
We don't know when it actually happened. That's the one we know it was reported.
Well, Shams, he's quick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think he got called about that one? He didn't inquire about that one?
Yeah. They were like, yo, we about to do it. He's like, you're going to do it?
Man, Doc Rivers would look good in those Knicks quarter zips.
Please stop it. They have suffered enough. Please stop it. Please stop it. Do not. If they hire Doc Rivers, by the way, isn't Doc still employed?
Yeah, I don't know.
He ain't against sliding on somebody's job, though.
Every single high-profile NBA job, I laugh and just say, Doc Rivers, he's got ties there.
Please don't do that to the Knicks. Doc Rivers is a great dude. Got the Clippers through some tough times. I don't know about his aspirations as a championship coach going forward. On the other side, should we just go straight to the happy hour? Bring Tina in?
We're going to bring Tina in.
Okay, let's bring Tina in on this. Maybe she has some Tibbs queries. Maybe she can decipher what Brunson said. Theoretically speaking, that's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. Tina on the way on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
When you're in pain and an hour seems like a day seems like a month, there's only one place to go for your treatment. Pain Care Florida. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience in state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Time waits for no one, especially when you're in pain. Visit paincareflorida.com. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting, start living today.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manso's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manso's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
As market dynamics change, the quality of service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver where others can't. Visit anchin.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
The playoffs are heating up, but your home shouldn't. Stay cool with EDS air conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, proud partner of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Get ready to elevate your driving experience with the all-new 2025 Range Rover Velar P250 Dynamic SE. A stunning blend of luxury performance and technology that will make every drive unforgettable. Right now, you can lease the new Velar for just $809 per month for 36 months. Yes, only $809 a month for a luxury SUV that sets new standards on the road. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Are you one of those people that just can't focus at home? The dog barks, the kids are screaming, and you're thinking, how am I going to get all of this work done? Working from home can be distracting, but Intelligent Office is here to help you focus. They offer quiet and affordable private office and meeting spaces in Palm Beach Gardens to help you get your work done. Call 561-472-8400 or visit intelligentoffice.com to reserve an office today.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is the Top 5 Tuesday. It is the happy hour now. It is theoretically speaking. It's your boy Theo Dorsey, man. Of course, y'all know me, man. I got fandom that spans across all over the map. As a fella from Houston, Texas, Most City, Texas to be exact, got a lot going on, right? Miami Heat fan, Miami Hurricanes fan, so I'm with you on that. Kansas City Chiefs fan in the NFL. Houston Astros, a little hometown love for baseball.
When they're good.
Only when they're good. So, which is most of the time, to be fair. So, got a little bit of diversity in sports taste right there. And as a Heat fan, today solidifies why it still feels good, even though times are a little rough right now. You still feel comfortable. You still feel hopeful. You still feel a bit of joy as a Heat fan these days because you have a front office and an ownership group that they have continuity. They have sound decision making. Outside of that one summer, 2016, when they re-signed like Hassan Whiteside and James Johnson and Tyler, they made up for it though, and Deion Waiters. They made up for it, and I have faith that though this offseason is a huge swinging point, I have faith they won't make stupid decisions like firing the most successful coach in your past 25 years. If you're just joining us now, C-Cat's on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. Tina is just pulling up right now. Maybe this is the first time she's heard it. Tibbs is gone. The Knicks have fired Tibbs after 4 out of 5 winning seasons, after back-to-back 50-win seasons, after bringing them to the conference finals, 2 wins away from the NBA finals, and doing so with a roster that entering the year, none of us had winning the chip. I mean, even if that was your goal that you put on the big whiteboard and you said it every day, we're going to win the finals. That's how Tibbs. Have you ever heard Tibbs
No, I've
talk?
never heard, no.
I know you've heard of C-Cat. That's kind of the
of course.
That was a good impersonation right there.
I like how you're talking about Miami Heat fandom. It's like you're on all NBA fans are on a stranded island.
Mm-hmm.
And you, as a Miami Heat fan, may not have killed a boar and are living off of that for the next week or so.
Yeah.
But you have got a roof over your head. You found a tarp.
Feel good.
You actually have a fire going too.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the basic necessities to know that you're safe enough. You're not going to die.
Right.
You're okay. You have Spo. You have Pat Riley.
And Mickey Harrison. Most importantly, you have smart ownership. And the Knicks don't. They have probably one of the dumbest ownerships in all of sports. And again, never met the guy. Nothing personal. We might get along. In fact, he's like a musician, James Dolan is. Maybe he could play like a banjo or something, and he might be able to play my favorite song, and I could sip an old fashioned to it, and we'd have a great time. Toast up. This is the happy hour, by the way, right?
Yes, it is.
Do we have a cocktail of the day?
Yes, we do.
Okay, we're going to get to that in a second here, but I can't not address the elephant in the room. Eric Spoelstra has been the coach for the Heat since 2008, longest tenured in the NBA since Greg Popovich just retired and moved on to the general manager role full time for the Spurs. You look at some of the longer tenured coaches right now, and they play for franchises that have continuity up top, sustained leadership, smart decision makers. The Knicks don't have any of that, and firing Tibbs is not the solution to their answers. Your best player is 6 foot. Your second best player is Karl Anthony Towns. Last time Tibbs got fired, let's see. Oh, yeah. His second best player was Karl Anthony Towns. This isn't a dissertation on Cat, and this was back in Minnesota Timberwolves. I think 2018, 2019, Jimmy and Cat losing season. Tibbs goes. This isn't like to down him or Brunson right now. It's just those are guys with limitations. The Eastern Conference Finals was your ceiling, and he got you to your ceiling. So confused as to why they fired Tibbs. But, again, I'm a Heat fan, so I don't give a damn. Like, congratulations, Knicks. You're still the Knicks. You thought you were free from Knicksdom.
Yeah.
You thought that you had evolved. You started naming streets after guys. You thought you could make it to the finals. You thought there was hope. The Nova Knicks, we got the Pope on our side. And then you realize you woke up this morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you see the news from Shams that Tibbs is fired, and you remember, oh, yeah, we're still the Knicks.
I have a question for you.
Scrubs.
In what sport is coaching stability the most important? How about I'll
NFL.
do what league we care the most. I'm going to do the major 4. I'm going to do college football, NFL football, baseball, and the NBA.
Oh, never mind. It's college football. College football is number 1, and is a gap.
Yeah. I think so, because it's a CEO job. We talk about how they control who's on the roster as well as what happens on the field as well.
Does college basketball in this conversation? Because I would put them number 2 before any of the professional leagues.
Sure, yeah.
I think that having think about it, Coach K, being able to not only recruit but win at that level for a long time and create a culture that you dictate for a long time, that is valuable, much more valuable than being a great tactician in the NFL or any of the pro leagues, because your ability to coach and who you are matters so much to what your personnel can actually be. Mike Tomlin can be as great as he wants to be as a CEO. It ain't going to get you a quarterback. That's why he still is fishing for playoff success today, is because, since 2016, it's been Mason Rudolph, Duck Hodges, who else? Kenny Pickett, and then washed Ben Roethlisberger throwing the ball for him. That ain't going to get you a championship. So I would say the college sports, basketball and football, number one, big gap. And in the professional sports leagues, I don't know. Maybe it is the NBA. Maybe it is the NBA over the NFL to me.
Because are there just less great coaches in the NBA? And that is why stability matters. If you've got one of those 3 to 4, maybe 5 golden gooses, you're kind of set and you have a bar that you won't dip below because you have a stability there? I feel like we know it. This could just be my ignorance on the NBA.
Yeah.
But it feels like we know more competent, great NFL head coaches than we do NBA head coaches. Like the Steelers have
coaching
been
matters less in the NBA like that.
More interchangeable, and stars can just be like, you know what? I don't really like this guy.
Superstars matter more than coaches in the NBA than I believe in the NFL. Like Sean McVay is probably, especially an offensive-minded, oriented head coach in the NFL. I think, again, there's a conversation to be had. This will be a great summer topic. How about we save that for the summer because you got me thinking. You can't be asking me deep questions like that on the spot.
That's true. We got to can that one, put it in the freezer, and defrost it for July 27th.
Yes. What about Paul Maurice for the Cats? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's him.
You got to coach up that hockey. A lot of line changes.
Exactly. Got to get pucks in deep.
Yeah.
You got to skate.
You got to skate. And then you don't want icing happening.
No, I was going to say.
If you get icing, Tina,
Pack
just
it up.
ruins the whole thing.
Pack it up.
You get icing, ruins it.
Fun's over.
It's like the opposite of cake. Because, on cake, icing, great thing. Hockey, icing, not a good thing. Ruins the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a cocktail of the day.
Yes, we do.
What we rocking with today? What we sipping on today other than Knicks fans' tears?
Well, here in South Florida, the weather's been terrible.
Yeah.
It's been raining on and off. I can't go outside without. Everyone's took the umbrellas here also in our office.
So
who's everyone?
We have umbrellas here. I thought that was a personal thing.
No, we had about 6 to I think 8 umbrellas that have the ESPN West Palm logo on it, and they're supposed to stay out front. So in case like you're in the office and just it's South Florida and it's summer, rain is happening at some point during the day.
Yeah.
They're here to grab, and then you put back.
Are they inside the door or outside the door?
They're inside the door. They're right when you walk into our office. We have like this little kind of seating area, and there is on the floor this black box that has 6 to 8. I can't remember.
Well, that's the problem in the first place.
4 umbrellas.
Okay.
Didn't know this existed. I've not been taking advantage of this.
I haven't either.
Well, there probably wasn't an umbrella there for you to use anyways. They're all gone.
Yeah.
They're all gone.
Was it the interns?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I hope not. I hope not.
No, it was the homeless.
How would they get in?
Oh my gosh.
How would they get in?
Because Colin Russo opens the door and says, "Come on in." That's how.
I didn't know that. Does that happen multiple times?
It happened yesterday.
Huh.
Yes.
How many umbrellas did he get away with, or she?
He ended up not giving
nothing.
The homeless an umbrella. Yeah.
Okay. Or it's not homeless anymore. There's a new word. I forget what
Without
it is.
home.
Sure. It's a different.
In between beds.
Tina, what's the cocktail of the day? Damn it. In between beds.
Well, yeah.
I can be in between beds in my home though.
Oh, really?
And also, just
get
because
an
you're
argument?
homeless, don't mean. Well, it's just multiple beds. I got options. I love the South. I love a good couch sleep. You know that about me. I guess you wouldn't know that about me. My wife does though. Tina, what's the cocktail of the day?
This is called the rainy day cocktail.
Hmm.
And how this is described as a soothing and comforting drink that captures the essence of a cozy day spent indoors.
I love a good cozy day indoors. Sunday, I wanted to get a lot done, and then it was like a washout all morning, and it was a nice chill day indoors.
I don't mind too, it can rain all at once if I'm home and going to bed.
Come on.
I'd love to lay in bed and just watch a show and have it rain outside. If I got no plans too, that's great.
It is.
But it's not really great during the day when I need to walk outside.
Well.
But the rainy day cocktail is bourbon.
Come on.
Coffee liqueur, that's my favorite part. Maple syrup, which I also really like.
Maple syrup.
Maple syrup.
Yeah, sweeten it up a little bit.
Can you liquefy? Syrup is kind of hard to get through a straw.
You can mix it in there. You mix it.
Yeah,
you mix it around.
Maybe froth it a little bit. Maybe when you
Probably
shake
gotta
it.
shake it.
Yeah, shake it.
No, you don't want to shake bourbon, but keep going.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're the bartender. I forgot. The
Just saying.
barista.
I mean, I am.
And then
Barista.
You heard
barista's for coffee.
This has coffee in it.
Ah, okay.
You ever hear the expression suck a golf ball through a garden hose?
No.
No, never.
Why would you ever? Who are you?
The new phrase would be sucking maple syrup through a straw.
Okay.
That's difficult to do. You ever have a milkshake that's not mixed enough?
Okay, my question is, when people say sucking a golf ball through a water hose?
Garden hose.
Garden hose. What are they referring to when they bring this phrase out? Are they referring this to the skill of something that has suction power?
They're talking about the Colorado Rockies and how bad they suck.
Oh, they are so bad they could suck a golf ball through a water hose.
Mm-hmm.
Garden hose.
I have something about the Colorado Rockies that I saw on Instagram.
Okay. I thought. All right. We've got the educated host on the matter about sucking golf balls through garden hoses. It's Tina Costanza. Follow her at
No.
Tina in the Wild.
Just give the
With
rest
two
of the
Ds.
damn drink.
There's only one more thing. You garnish it with the
Jeez.
cinnamon stick.
This guy's talking
That's
about
it.
PSIs on
No,
suction.
see, the thing about the cocktails with these garnishes that cost like $5, I'm kind of sick of that.
I'm not about buying a garnish. If I'm making a cocktail, I'm probably not doing the garnish. Unless it's fruit that I can use for something else.
Yeah, that's true.
Like an orange slice, yes.
No need for pageantry. We're here to get a buzz and for it to taste good. I don't need to look good in the comfort of my own home.
You want little vibes?
No. And also, I feel like there is a trend going around on edible like carnations. So sometimes you'll have
You have a
cocktails that
flower
are
in it,
garnished
yeah.
with a flower.
Yeah.
And I will always like try it and see if it's edible.
Yeah.
And it hits on like a 10% rate. But those 90% times I'm eating a leaf.
Right.
So
Now,
we gotta
you
knock
win
that
it-
off.
you win-
Like, all right.
So you're mad at them because you keep on going for it?
Yeah, to do
Fool me
a
one-
rim, and that's it.
Okay.
Do a good job on your salted or sugared rim. That's all I
Tahini
need.
is the best rim.
So you're saying you need a... Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah.
I'm not doing it. I'm not going there. Who brings us our cocktail of the day, Tina?
F45 always.
Of course.
Because even if it's a rainy day, I'm going to go to F45. I'll go outside. I'll drive in the rain to F45 because I always love to get my workout in. It's a 45-minute workout. You don't got to think about it. You
Yeah.
walk in the door. You start with the stretch. You got a 45-minute workout. There's even a cool down at the end just to stretch and make sure you're good to go to continue the day. You got strength classes. You have cardio classes, hybrid, a little bit of both. Check out F45 Palm Beach Gardens Instagram pages to see the summer specials that they've got going on, or go to F45training.com to find a location near you.
Got you guys on edge today.
Yeah.
I'm getting looks to the left like I'm
Yes.
committing
you
war
are.
crimes.
I mean, you get very close. In some countries, yes.
Their mind out of the gutter.
My mind's not in the gutter. All right? Get your mind off of golf balls and garden hoses. The YouTube chat agrees with me. At King Zelu says it's getting wild. It's getting wild here.
Make sure to go watch the show because we have enhancements on our YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah,
Twitter,
we do.
Facebook.
The YouTube channel is where it's at these days.
It's like a free subscription.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
an unrelenting free trial that you never have to change emails for.
should we start charging for our YouTube stream? Like, not today. We won't do that because we have a great, theoretically speaking, fan base that joins us on the YouTube stream all the time, and they're great, and they add to the chat, they add to the show. I love them. I don't want to charge them. But I'm just saying, like...
Theoretically fans.
I don't think.
How about just good people?
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. That would be them.
That's true. We hear about, you informed me that Nicki Minaj fans are called Barbies.
Yeah,
Barbs.
Barbies or Barbs for short. Yeah. That's you.
We, of course, know about the Beehive and Beyonce.
Yeah.
Swifties, Taylor Swift. What are theoretically speaking fans?
Good people.
They're just the good people?
Yeah, they're good people.
Yeah.
That's a bumper sticker right there.
I like it.
You
We should
point
get some
someone
shirts
out
made.
on Clematis, on Okeechobee. 3 honks is the code word for a fellow good people. That's how you communicate with one another.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know the show? I know the show.
If you are driving down Clematis right now or anywhere, and you think you might see another good person, good people, or you're just good people in general right now on the count of 3, just 3 quick honks. 3.
What?
Wait, what?
What's the tempo?
Stop.
What's the tempo?
Okay, tempo would be like
beep, beep, beep.
Yes.
Yes.
Beep, beep, beep. That's it. Oh, no, that's going to sound aggressive.
Exactly.
Beep, beep, beep. How about that? Beep, beep, beep.
Beep. Yeah, it's got to
can a
be
horn do
dignified.
that?
It can't just be any. You got to have good dexterity and hand-eye coordination.
Depends on if you got one of those button horns or if you really got to push the whole steering wheel in type deal. But I think you could go beep, beep.
Okay.
No? Yeah?
Yeah, it's got to be
You went
dignified.
bitty.
You can't
Okay, that's
accidentally
too
do it. You can't stumble into the secret code.
Yeah, you got to
So-
make it. Yeah, you got to make it very.
So it can't be beep, 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 beep.
Yeah,
no,
that's
you
too
can't do
much.
something because someone might do that for other reasons, not because they are one of the good people that watches or listens to Theoretically Speaking.
Right. Good people. All right. It'll be beep. It'll be beep, beep, beep.
Okay.
Nah, that sounds like you're trying to get somebody to move. It's got to be beep, beep, beep.
Okay.
You don't like that. Tina hates
You're
when I do
going
that.
beep. I don't know how to do that with the horn.
There's only B and
He's like,
E.
he's like beep, beep, beep.
There's no such thing
Beep,
between
beep,
a B
But if you-
deep.
okay.
Deep.
All right, 888-760-3776.
If you're in the car, you can
888-760-3776, yeah.
put us on speaker.
Put us
and
on
do
speaker.
it with your horn.
Put us on speaker and see if you can do that. Beep, beep. 888-760-3776. And if not, if you can't do that, help us come up with a better horn chant for the fellow good people out here who kick it with Theoretically Speaking, 2 to 4 every single day. You either tell your smart speaker to play ESPN 106.3 or you do something that's going to be behind the paywall soon, because my good people in the YouTube chat are great, and that is a community I want to keep clean. And to keep it clean, we got to put it behind the paywall eventually at ESPN West Palm to join our YouTube stream and see what's cracking.
Speaking of the YouTube stream in the chat, Jalen says, Tina, we got to carve out some room in the budget for bumper stickers. Because if we've got money, we've got umbrella money.
Right.
I mean, come on now. Can we spare 15 bucks?
Bumper stickers.
Would we please?
Yes.
Please.
Could we do magnets? Stickers.
Do you want magnets or do you want stickers?
Well, magnets are better because you can convince someone to put a magnet on. But you don't put a bumper sticker
But
on a
what if-
Ferrari, right?
I mean, if it's a good people bumper sticker, you would.
But if it's a sticker, it can go anywhere. It can go on a computer, so when they're out, maybe at a coffee shop,
I know,
or
yeah.
On someone's fridge.
Yeah.
Easy icebreaker.
She went to the cheapest thing. Did you notice that, director of
No, I
marketing?
didn't.
Tina?
You
She
can use
said
it- you
we went from umbrellas to shirts and magnets and stickers.
Stickers.
She could print those damn things out of the printer here.
Stickers are huge on water bottles now.
Oh,
we could
oof.
put a.
We'll be on every water bottle in America. Good
You won't
people.
see my bumper sticker if I'm
Yes, I
holding my
will.
water bottle at F45.
Well, yeah, but I'll see your bumper sticker when you're driving the F45.
What if I'm not driving my car that day and I'm in
And you're in what?
Minnesota and I have the good people sticker on my cup?
You're going to bring your cup to Minnesota?
I do travel with my Stanley Cup.
We need ideas. Call on into the Baptist
Yes.
Health Hotline.
All right, multiple things we need on the Baptist Health Hotline. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Multiple things that we need from you right now. And no, it's not a job application for Tom Thibodeau, who just got fired by the Knicks. No. We need ideas for good people memorabilia. We need a good people honk. I'm going with beep, beep, beep. We also need a volunteer who is driving right now to show us if you can do beep, beep, beep in your car so that we can make sure that we can solidify that as the good people knock. So 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Please help us out here in the happy
Call to
hour.
action. Like, we are coming to you, the
need
fans, hat in hand.
Yeah. We need help. I'm man enough to say it. Are you woman enough to say it, Tina? That we need help?
We need help?
Yeah.
The show needs help?
Yeah.
Sure.
Are you man enough, C-Cat? She's obviously hesitant.
I am. She does not want to help the show.
She doesn't
I
want
do
to.
want to help the show.
Do we need help?
I'm going to get you your stickers
Well, I'm saying-
or bumper stickers.
Well, we need the good
One
people
of
to help
them.
us out here.
We got to actually pawn off some of the umbrellas first.
Yeah.
That's where the funds are coming from.
That's probably what's happening right now. Maybe we have them on Craigslist already. Maybe so. 888-76, and Tina's over here acting like she don't know what happened. So
I don't know what happened. I wanted one today.
888-760-3776. Hey, if you're selling the umbrellas to help us raise money to get some good people bumper stickers, we're not going to tell anybody. All right? We're on your side.
Okay.
888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery, as well as new, less invasive treatments, with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Yeah, we just need a little bit of help. One of my favorite things to do every now and then, Tina, is to just call up my dad out of the random, and generally, because he's not a super sports fan, but he stays kind of on top of things, generally it's a good gauge for me to see what like the casual sports fan is inclined on for the day. And so this morning I called him because I wanted to update him on some things. My bro is out here with me for the summer or whatnot. I just wanted to check in. What's up, Pops? How you doing now? Lives out in L.A. and whatnot. And his first thing that he wanted to talk about was specifically actually the NBA Finals.
Wow.
And I bring that up right now, Tina, to say a lot of people are out on the fact there's a lot of small market teams in it. I mean, not a lot, but OKC and the Pacers. A lot of people are out on the
high percentage. That's a lot.
That's most people, right? A lot of people are out on that. A lot of people aren't as intrigued with it. But he peppered me with like 4 or 5 questions about the finals, about Shea versus Tyrese Halliburton, and about specifically what the Thunder can end up being. So I thought that was intriguing. He also talked about the Pacers strategy in getting there, talking about like the Pacers being like this little team that could. So I thought that was intriguing. I think there's more people than not that are going to be interested in this NBA Finals that tips off on Thursday in Oklahoma City, and we're not going to really notice the effects of that until those games get underway. Thunder still might rout them, though.
You kind of need either or. Where I'm coming at as a casual NBA fan, it either has to have characters that are big-time personalities and brands, or it needs to be a really good game.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that we might get neither of those. That's what I'm afraid of. Like, if the Thunder blow out the Pacers and the series is done after game 1, or at least we feel that way, I'll be really sad. But if they give us good games, I do not care what uniforms are on. Give me close finishes. Give me moments. I don't care who is delivering the moments. I just want moments to be delivered.
Can't promise you great games in the finals coming up. Can't promise you great moments. What I can promise you is right now we have help.
Thank you.
We have help on the Baptist Health Hotline. Taylor is in Stewart, and Taylor says that Taylor can help us with the honk. Now, Taylor is a gender-neutral name, so Taylor, what's happening?
How you guys doing?
There we go. Okay, so Taylor, I didn't want to say he or she. Taylor, thank you for joining the show. You are good people. And what is your idea here with the honk?
I love your guys' radio station. You guys are my favorite throughout the day. I listen to ESPN radio all day long from the morning to now, and you 3 are my favorite. But my phone is on 1%.
Oh no! What, Taylor? No.
My phone's on 1%, but I do have the honk. Theo had it right. Like, it's like the beep beep beep.
Thank you.
It's like less harmful.
Okay, but are you in a car?
If that makes sense. Yeah, listen.
Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. Okay,
that's like a friendly honk.
That is.
Okay, that is friendly.
Sounded too aggressive.
Thank you.
Okay.
And when someone looks at you and is like, whoa, what's going on? I say, okay, so there's this show. It's
Yeah.
on ESPN 106.3.
Yeah.
You can watch it on YouTube if you want to. I'm Taylor from Stewart. I listen to ESPN radio all day, every day, but that's my favorite show.
I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I tested out the honk theory like 10 times, and like people were giving me side eyes, but that one's the less harmful honk rhythm.
He's the best.
I appreciate Taylor.
Call in anytime.
Yes, Taylor, you have an open line on the Baptist Health Hotline, and you just helped us create the Good People honk that is going to be just flowing through Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast heretofore. That's
perfect.
Taylor from Stewart.
You know,
great guy.
They have the Jeep Wave. I've brought this up many of times on the airwaves where with your right hand on the steering wheel, you keep your pinky and the finger that's closest to your pinky. I don't know what the name of that finger is.
That's going to be your ring finger?
You grip
Oh, wow.
the steering wheel
Come on,
with
dude.
those 2 fingers, and then you raise your middle finger, your pointer finger, and your thumb when you pass a fellow Jeep. That gets you the Jeep Wave.
It's kind of like the Brunson thing.
Kind of, yeah, but he's not gripping a steering wheel.
Yeah.
That's the difference there.
That's what he's meant. If Jalen Brunson was a NASCAR driver, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. So that's the Jeep Wave. Now we have the Good People honk.
Yes.
I think we've cornered the market, and any other radio show or show in general tries to do something with a honk, copyright strike. They're going to rip it off the airwaves courtesy us. We have our lawyers on the action.
I already know who's going to try it.
Who?
Unsportsmanlike.
You think that's true?
Of course.
They conveniently get ideas. The day following, we also come with that idea.
Yesterday, we led off with a lot of Aaron Rodgers stuff. This morning, I tune in, ESPN 106.3, sharp at 6 a.m., and what's the hot topic of the day? And remember, Aaron Rodgers was not the news of yesterday. We were the ones that brought that up unprovoked on day 81 of him being a free agent. And here we get some great retorts from Chris Canty on why Rodgers isn't at the Steelers camp yet and why he hasn't signed yet and all of that. We got Michelle Smallman talking about it and whatnot. Like, I know unsportsmanlike, which we love.
Mm-hmm. We love.
Unsportsmanlike sets the tone and sets the table for the day
They're
when
gonna
it
get
comes to sports talk.
They're getting the car magnet. Like when we print these out, they're going to go straight to the Seaport Studios, one for everybody involved with the show.
It's all love.
Okay.
It's all love to them. But that's the reason why you got to listen to Theoretically Speaking at 2 and then wake back up early enough to listen to Unsportsmanlike the next day because I'm not saying we set the table for them, but we prepare the ingredients.
And unfortunately, Taylor from Stewart's phone was on 1%.
Yeah.
And since he listens to ESPN radio all day, he can attest to that. He was our eyewitness account who can say, yes, they are exactly right. I hear the pattern recognition. What happens on Theoretically Speaking on Wednesday conveniently floats back up on Unsportsmanlike from 6 a.m. to 10.
If we had to pick personalities that we are on Unsportsmanlike, right? I am like, would Tina be Chris Canty?
Didn't we do this for Halloween?
Would Tina be Chris Canty?
No,
and I would be Evan Cohen, and that would make you Michelle Smallman, C-Cat?
Yeah, by definition. just by roles.
Yeah. We kind of, the funniest thing is, you're right. We did do this already. We were looking for a Halloween costume. And
we cut the crap. We were like, all right, we're not going to pretend we're not who we are.
Yeah.
We want a black dude, blonde girl, white dude.
Yes. And that is unsportsmanlike.
Damn.
We could have done, do you know how, that would have
Is that
done
why
numbers.
this show was put together? Because they were there before us. And they're like, this is working nationally. Let's just
Let's throw it in West Palm. Let's see what happens in West Palm. This is a great combo. They had some consultants come in. They were like, you know what? Now, the only issue is I'm not a Super Bowl champion. I do have a ring. I do have a ring, but it's just a wedding ring.
No, you're not a Super Bowl champion. You're a 3-time Super Bowl champion.
I forgot I am a Super Bowl. I forgot about my championships with the Chiefs.
That's true. So you had the leg up on Chris Canty.
Right. I do.
As a Chiefs fan, you have more hardware than Chris Canty does, right?
I do. I wonder how that makes Canty feel. That's the big homie, too. That's my dog. I wonder how that makes him feel. Also, Canty and I both married to Hampton women. His wife is a Hampton alum. My wife is a Hampton alum.
That had to have been counted when they were putting the show together.
Yes.
Yes.
This is a bonus.
This is crazy.
Me and Evan Cohen, we both like Machine Gun Kelly.
Y'all do.
Uh-huh.
That is an odd commonality between the two of you.
We texted about it last weekend. My first non-show text was, hey, do you like the song MGK? He goes, yeah, it's corny, but I think he intended it for it to be. And I was like, yeah, good point.
It was
Super corny new song.
I thought it was kind of cool.
You like Cliche?
I haven't. I've only seen the. Well, yeah, the text was also very sharp by you. I've only seen the just the clip, like a clip on Twitter. But I thought it was like, yeah, it was kind of groovy. It reminded me of like some like early 2000s crap.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Nice.
Like, how is that song being received right now?
Oh, people hate it.
Wow.
People hate it because it veers away from the two identities he kind of made in music. It's like it's not the rock and it's not the rap. It's something in between. So now everyone can pile on and hate it.
Huh. Because I've never actually listened to one singular Machine Gun Kelly song.
Really?
Yeah. I just hear his name often, but I have no clue. Like, could you name a song from Machine Gun Kelly outside of Cliche?
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're a big fan.
Yeah.
Did you, Tina?
I have both
I
his
went
albums.
to his concert.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have both of his albums.
Yeah,
Two albums.
on vinyl.
Wow.
Wow.
So Machine Gun Kelly is killing it.
Oh, yeah.
MGK. I'm more of a UGK guy.
So the thing about Machine Gun Kelly that's crazy is that he ended up marrying and then I think divorcing like his childhood crush in Megan Fox. Imagine
that's
doing
pretty
that.
good. That's pretty good
Isn't
for
that
him.
insane?
He did well.
They had a child.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was he good to her? Like, was there an issue? I feel like I remember seeing weird headlines around them.
Yeah, there were plenty of weird.
Yes, plenty of weird.
Like blood swapped and stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So what does Michelle Smallman have in common with Tina?
Yeah, Tina.
We did the similarities between Chris Canty and Evan Cohen and myself, and now we got Michelle Smallman and Tina.
I gotta think about that. I got to hang with Michelle Smallman for a bit, and I just feel like we just like vibe. Like me and her just like vibed really well together. Oh, we both like to run. We do marathons.
Oh, she does. You're right.
Yes.
Isn't she either preparing for one now or just did one, or she does them all the time?
Yeah, she's doing the New York Marathon.
Yes. I remember hearing her talk about
and
that several times.
she's been doing like half marathons and whatnot. Like she's been, I think it's
she just does them too, right? She doesn't train, she just does them.
She does train, I think, a little bit, but she's doing like I think running like a 5K or something in like every state.
Yeah.
So we have running in common.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
She also goes F45.
Brought to you by Progressive.
Right. We're unsportsmanlike. Okay, so yeah, let's go to break. Let's do some midday midterms on the other side. That's one thing that Unsportsmanlike doesn't have that we have. And also, of course, it's love between both shows. Make sure y'all listen to them 6 to 10 a.m. Every single morning, and you'll hear what we did the day before. That's C-Cat. That's Tina. It's the happy hour on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and I...
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
We also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
The Unlimited Auto Wash Clubs with 6 locations, perfect for an occasional wash, or enjoy unlimited inside and out washes starting at just $49.95 a month. UnlimitedAutoWashClub.com. Call 561-WASH-ME-TOO.
Mike Rizzo here with the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. The UEFA Champions League final featured PSG and Inter Milan. PSG Paris Saint-Germain dominated the game 5-0. It was the largest victory in a Champions League game in the history of the UEFA Champions League, and people all across the world were celebrating. According to Fanatics, more PSG merchandise was sold in the 12 hours after a win than the previous 3 months combined. Fans from 70 countries went to the official PSG online store to buy merchandise. Soccer truly is the world sport. This is the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. Accelerate your career in sports with the program committed to developing top-notch executives and managers with a focus on the job placement for students and graduates. The FAU MBA in Sport Management Program.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Duffy's Sports Grill is raising a glass to the class of 2025. Every graduation deserves a party, and Duffy's is the place to celebrate. Reserve your spot now and let Duffy's handle it all. With private party spaces, party platters, and custom menus for groups of 12 or more. Plus, now through June 15th, get a $10 MVP bonus for every $50 in gift cards you grab. Level up your graduation at Duffy's. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to book your party today. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
About to do some midday midterms. Before we do, I have a person throwing their name in the hat for the Knicks coaching job.
Oh.
Yeah. First candidate to fill in for Tibbs, who just got fired today.
Do I have two guesses?
Let me read you their statement. I'll leave the name out, and then you can take some guesses. Okay, y'all ready?
Yes.
Tina, you could be on this too.
Okay.
Okay. Blank is, and this is a tweet, blank is the perfect choice for head coach of the New York Knicks. Since 1999, this was supposed to happen. I've never ran from the city. When all the top players left NYC because it was hard, I went to St. John's basketball. I wanted to be drafted by the Knicks. I seem to be the only one unafraid of the city. I'm built to challenge the city. I'm the number one guy for the job, and I have 360-degree experience. This person tweeted this out. This person wants to be the heir apparent to Tibbs.
That kind of rules out both of my initial guesses.
Okay.
And they were Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo because they do have basketball coaching experience.
Okay.
And that would have been really good for the station.
Yes.
Great for content.
Yeah.
I think that it would get a bump on our show as well as theirs.
Yeah.
But can I get a third guess now that I know that info?
Third guess.
Is it Rick Pitino?
No. No. This guy went to St. John's, I believe, in 99, is what he's saying.
Oh.
Tina?
I have no idea.
Okay. You're never going to guess this person. He changed his name. He's a former NBA player. He's
Meta World Peace.
Yes. Good job.
I mean, come on.
I know when you say he changed his name, I feel like that really
I guess that was. I shouldn't have led with that. I shouldn't have led with
Meta World Peace throwing his name for the Knicks head coaching job.
His name on Twitter/X is now, it says Coach Meta, and his bio first of all, his ad is Meta World 37. His bio says, waiting to not keep getting turned down for head coaching jobs. Period. He's not done. Next 2 words after that. He ready. 3 exclamation points. Coach Meta.
I kind of like this brand awareness that Meta World Peace has about himself. He is the guy that won't get hired for vacant head coaching jobs.
Yes.
So why wouldn't he throw his name into this head coaching search?
Okay, he has a follow-up tweet. That first one was from 38 minutes ago. Follow-up tweet 20 minutes ago. He says, I want every bit of the smoke in NYC. He wants all of it. I'm 100% in and ready to head coach the great New York Knicks. Not sure you had to word it that way, but that works. Queens bred. Dominated my high school era.
All right.
3.
This is when the nurse comes in. That's enough of you today. They take the crane, the cane, and the walker. Like, all right, that's enough.
You saying all right? There's so much more tweet to go. He's like, all right.
That's enough. You're seeing dead people. We know.
3 championship, not ships, but 3 championship singular at the Rucker and never lost one at Rucker. Rucker Park, I'm assuming. 3 championships at the real Gershwin when there was no security, Tina. There wasn't no security.
None.
You have the live ball era and you have the no security era.
Yeah, and Coach Meta dominated the no security era. Who was doing it like him back when there was no
security?
Yeah. Apparently just him. Lots more on the NYC front. That's the next line.
Okay. We haven't just scratched the surface. Tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, that's just lots more.
Get ready.
He's got 3 pairs of Timbs.
This next line actually might solidify it. I hope Leon Rose is listening, GM of the Knicks. I hope James Dolan is listening. Next line, after lots more on the NYC front. Had a Knick practice shirt and short on at the 1999 draft. Who else was wearing Knicks practice shirts and shorts during the 99 draft but Metta World Peace? Then Ron Artest. We wouldn't know.
He also changed his name to Freedom at some point.
World Free or Freedom?
The word Freedom was in there somewhere.
You're right. I forget what it was. But we'll get back to that. NBA accolades. He's not done. NBA accolades speak for themselves. I basically locked up tons of Hall of Famers.
Pretty much.
Sorry, but light work. Metta is ready for the city. Hashtag the city is mine.
So you talked about it earlier in the show where it would be kind of cool to be the guy that Saquon backwards hurdled over. Like it's something. You're on the cover of Madden now. Do you think it'd be cool to be the guy that got punched by Ron Artest in the Mouse of the Palace?
Not at the time.
No, it would hurt.
I'm sure at like impact, not a good feeling.
Because he also punched someone that didn't throw the popcorn or drink.
Wrong dude.
So like that's all right. Like you didn't provoke him and then he beat you up. You just were in the wrong place, wrong time, and you probably got taken care of.
I'm sure that guy is telling that story to this day.
Ooh, and everyone's probably giving the same, all right, we get it.
Right, yeah.
Sure.
Right. And then he's like, no, look back at the tape. And then they're like, no, that's me. And it's like, your friend's an idiot. Who is he? Which one's your friend? Because he's the one that threw the cup on Ron Artest. Okay, yeah, so Ron Artest throwing his name in the hat. Midday midterms coming your way right now. Midday midterms brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire. Before we get our stuff to grade from CCAT, can we hear about St. Lucie Battery and Tire, Tina?
Yes, and St. Lucie Battery and Tire might be about tires and batteries, but hey, if you need your horn fixed to be the good people,
beep, beep,
you could probably go to St. Lucie Battery
Thanks,
and Tire.
Taylor.
We all know how annoying car trouble can be. It is the worst, and that's why I always go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been around for 50 years and are still family-owned. They've got all the big tire brands, and if your battery dies, they've got one pretty much for everything, from cars, trucks, boats, RVs, and even commercial fleets. I can't speak today.
Okay.
They have the best price out the door guarantee, so you know you're not overpaying, and 24/7 roadside emergency service. Next time your car needs something, go see St. Lucie Battery and Tire or go to slbt.com.
Man, next time we start a read with, you need to get your horn fixed. I think it's like a different live read coming. I'm like, do we have new partners?
Yeah.
4 hymns?
Tense out there, getting nervous.
All right, first up, boys and girls, let's grade the Orlando Magic's new uniforms. We'll pop them up on the YouTube stream. They're going back to go forward. We're talking about the classic Orlando Magic pinstripe uniforms, the regular royal blue, the black, and the white. Grade those new unis for the Orlando Magic.
I'll go A-. Only reason why I say A- is you're hailing back to a day where Nick Anderson lost his ability to shoot, and Shaq did a lot of great things but did not deliver a title. I love the unis, but I can't give it an A+. They never won anything substantial in them. A-.
I'm going to say A. I just really like the color royal blue.
Yeah.
So
can't hate.
I like it.
Yeah.
Next up, grade for me, the menu item that is returning to menus on July 10th. McDonald's is returning the snack wrap. It's coming back. As first reported on their Twitter page, the administrator who tweeted this out put like a 7-paragraph essay on how this came to be, and it was the people that kept on asking for it. Do you like snack wraps? Grade that for me.
I used to get snack wraps here and there. I will never taste another snack wrap again. So I guess I would grade this a B-. I mean, it was like a healthy choice. It was cool, it was smooth, but it's not a Mickey D's guy these days.
Tina?
I'm going to give this an A because I loved getting snack wraps. It's quick, it's fast, it's not like too filling.
Yeah.
So
you usually need like 2 of them things. Like
I would usually get 2.
Yeah.
All right. Grade this for me. It's topical. Max Homa fired his caddy on Sunday. He didn't rehire one for U.S. Open qualifying. That happened yesterday. One of them was across the street from me at Emerald Dunes, but he was in Ohio. He walked 38 holes of golf carrying his own bag. Grade playing golf without a golf cart, Theo.
D minus. It's
You
not
almost
good.
passed up on playing PGA National because they said you'd have to walk the course.
Yeah. Why would I put myself through that? There are people that invented technology with 4 wheels and very bottom weighted to help get you around. We should use them.
Tina, have you ever played a round of golf when you had to walk and not drive?
No. Never.
Would you play a round of golf where you had to carry your own bag? Because there's no cart. Like, walking carts are a thing.
Yeah.
And that makes it easier. But no, Max Homa had to carry that heavy-ass bag.
What about the walking bag? Some people have, like, the bags that have wheels.
That you
I've
have,
seen
like,
that.
a tracker in...
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Right.
No, you can push it, too. I've seen
Right,
kids
a cart, yeah.
Oh, that's what that is?
But they also have bags that'll follow you.
Right, I've
You put
seen
it in
that.
your pocket,
Yeah.
and it follows you up and down the fairway.
I'm going to give it a D because recently I actually had to pick up a, fully loaded golf bag,
Not
and
light.
it was not light at all. It was heavy.
Yeah.
And awkward for me to carry.
Well, that was the Midday Midterms. Thank you so much for joining us on it. Give a good people honk to your people, and we'll see you on the other side. Theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
As market dynamics change, the quality of service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver where others can't. Visit anchin.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
It's a Twin Peaks Tuesday. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge for eats, drinks, and scenic views. This is ESPN 106.3.
The playoffs are heating up, but your home shouldn't. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Marlin's Flanagan's Fest is back. Saturday, June 21st. It's one of the most anticipated nights of the season, featuring the coveted Flanagan's Marlins jersey, only available through a special ticket package. The first fans through the gates also get a free limited edition Marlins Flanagan's Cup. And yes, Flanagan's food will be served at select concession stands while supplies last. Jerseys sell out fast. Lock in your tickets now at marlins.com/Flanagan's.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, Culligan man!
So let it rip.
Man, I'll tell you one thing. I'm getting better and better at delivering my new party trick at home when I have people over. And that's showing off my reverse osmosis system. Like it's under my sink. So most of what that work is that's happening and going on to purify the water to make it drinkable in my house, because Florida has some of the worst water in America. It's all happening under the sink, but I have this real cool button up top near the sink that's actually portable. Like I could pick it up, move it around, put it on a different counter. And when I press that button, my regular water turns into drinking water. You can notice the water pressure change and get lighter. And instead of me telling people I'm showing them a party trick, instead, when you ask for water, I'll just be like, oh, okay, I got you. I'll walk over to the sink. I'll flip the faucet on. I'll let the water run. I'll push the button out in sight so they can see it light up. They see the water change. I'll fill it up, throw some ice in it, give it to them. They're like, the heck is that? And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is how I get you drinking water. And I pick the button up off the counter. They're like, oh, my gosh.
Wow.
He's a magician. That's just some of the stuff you can do with Culligan water. They also offer, water softeners like what I have as well in my home. And they will come to your home and do a free water test to let you know what's exactly in your home, the water that's coming in, and tell you what you need and how they can help you. They've been doing it since 36. They can help you as well. Culligan.com. Get your free water test today. Culligan.com, or just say,
hey, Culligan man.
But also go on the website, because that doesn't necessarily,
I got bad news.
Yeah.
My fly was down.
Really? The whole show?
The whole show.
You know you have interns in there with you, and you just got your fly down.
I'm also wearing an XL, like a longer Hawaiian shirt, so I never was able to see that it was down. This is a problem.
How'd you find out?
I went to go button my shirt, and I felt zipper.
Wow. Tina, we've got to do something about this guy. We did something about the umbrellas.
Okay.
An umbrella showed up.
Yes.
After you made an announcement. C-Cat, stay on top of your fly. Russo and Rizzo's next. Go in love, go in peace, go in joy.
Hi, Kevin Dalton here from the Unlimited Auto Wash Clubs. Time to start getting your ride ready for summer. Stop by the Unlimited Auto Wash Clubs and try out one of our best wash packages, the Ultimate Plus. It gives you everything your car needs inside and out, including our ceramic graphene coating. Or try one of our unlimited monthly plans, starting as low as $34.95 a month, or with inside and out plus tire shine starting as low as $49.95 a month. Visit any one of our 6 convenient locations or call 561-WASH-ME-TOO.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is